What's up, guys? I'm Dan, and I'm back with another beer talk. Today, I'm just floating the idea around, would I love to own a brewery? Well, there's a lot of ways I could answer that, and the short, quick way is yes, I would love it. That's probably one of my dream jobs. I do have multiple dream jobs, and I do one now, anyways. But I have many aspirations, and beer is freaking cool, guys. It's obviously one of my biggest hobbies. I talk about it all the time. People know me as a craft brew nerd. I'm that guy on social media, it's just, I'm that guy, so I love me some beer. I love talking about beer. I love geeking out to other people about beer who appreciate beer as much as I do. Usually the people that appreciate it as much as I do are in the beer industry. They're either distributors, they own a brewery, or flat out they own some kind of business that affiliates with beer guys. So yeah, I would love that, but it's hard now with how competitive this industry is, guys. 5-6 years ago, bam, that was the time to jump on it. Maybe a little bit before that also, but that would have been sweet. I'm way late to the game, guys, and there's a ton of mosquitoes out here, so I'm gonna have to make this quick. But now, what kind of scale brewery would I do? A small business, guys. That's what I do. I keep it real nice and small. I wouldn't do this big distributing game. You can lose in that game. I mean, that's a lot of expenditure. People try to blow up too quick without doing, the base thing first, of making good beer, having good products, having a good establishment, a good business. They're jumping into, I want to distribute far and wide, be known. That's not always a key to success, honestly. I mean, I'm good friends with a brewer who, he's kind of against doing that because it's more of a headache than anything, guys. I mean, you can get your name out there just doing the small scale, awesome product, awesome beer, awesome environment thing. I mean, you don't have to blow up this huge, massive way overnight. It's not the way it needs to be. Sometimes it's a decision, owners make to take it to the next level, which is great. If you have that capability, go ahead and do it. But I don't think, if I was in that position, I don't think I would either. I'd keep it nice and small. I'd expand my tap room. I'd expand my outdoor area. I would master making a great tap list. That's what I would do, guys. I would have awesome IPAs. I'd have awesome, drinkable beers all across the spectrum. And I'm way too quickly. They just think about the distribution game, and I think that can be a good thing to do if you're ready for it. If you have the capabilities, you have the tanks, you have the staff, you have the assets. I think that's a great idea, but I do think that's a competitive game out there. You better be damn good at what you do if you're going to go and dabble in that craft beer scene, guys, because there's a lot of big boys, and I'm talking like Anheuser-Busch and all the bigger domestic companies that buy up those little companies, and they own that game. So if you're going to get into that game, you better think a couple times about it, at least once or twice, before you make a rash decision, because you better be ready to deal with those repercussions of going into that competitive game. It's already a competitive game. Doing it at the small level, there's so many damn breweries in Michigan alone. I can't even remember what the number is in the United States, but I think there's 300 and something plus breweries right now, and it's ever expanding, guys. Someone's going to go out of business. The guys that don't get this stuff down, that don't produce that good quality, they're going to get out-muscled by the others. It's going to crash somewhere. These breweries, I think they're great for the economy. They drive up cities. They make people build around these cities. But you gotta call it somewhere, and you're gonna go on too many times trying to open a brewery. I mean, you better be damn sure you know what you're doing if you're gonna get into that nature in that industry. So, yeah, guys, I would love to do that kind of job. It is truly a dream job, but like anything, if you're going to reap the reward, you better be willing to put in the time and the sacrifice to do that. You better know your shit about beer. You better know your competition. You better be one step ahead of the game of everybody else, because breweries these days are a dime a dozen, guys. Dime a dozen. So yeah, I would love to dabble in that game, and I've thought about it, and maybe one day I will get more involved with the beer thing. I'm not sure right now. 27 years young, but maybe one day I'll, put some expenses or some assets towards going in on a brewery or a tap room, something along those lines. But you know, if I'm willing to do that, I have to learn everything first. And right now, I'm just in the hobby phase of beer. So that's where I stand right now, guys. Yeah, I'd love to do it, but definitely not ready for it. So I'm over and out. It's been another Craft Brew Talk. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.